Happening now, the latest on a violent assault of two women in Chautauqua County. The charge is now lodged in the case. And a Jamestown CBD business, one of only a few in New York, given the green light to start growing marijuana. A look at their plans to do so coming up. Plus, we introduce you to the new owners taking over a popular ice cream shop in Frewsburg.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. The latest local news is coming up, but first let's get a check of our weather forecast. And say it ain't snow, Dakota, is on the minds of many people today.
Yes, unfortunately, winter has returned for this Wednesday. This is something we told you about, and it's here. Jackson Hickey up in Fredonia, who's also one of our reporters and storm chaser, took this photo in Fredonia this morning of the snow falling. So, yeah, enjoy the snow. If you can. So the radar over the past few hours is showing you the snow that's moving on through. Now, once you work right towards the immediate Lake Erie shoreline, there's going to be more rain mixing in because, you know, the lakeshore areas are going to stay warmer today. But most everybody else, well, warmer, figuratively speaking, but most everybody is in these snow showers. But the good news is after these snow showers taper off later this afternoon or tonight, that's it. We're done with it. And we're probably going to be done with it for the rest of the season. 51 was the high yesterday. Started the day at 30, 84, and 25 are the records. So through the afternoon, a very cold day with scattered snow showers continuing, mixes with rain near the Lake Erie shoreline. Accumulations little, if anything. 32 to 40. This is way below average, and that northwest wind is your culprit. But I've got several days of sunshine in that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast for you, and we'll talk about that in detail in just a few minutes. Justin?
All right, we'll be soaking it up, Dakota. See you back in a bit. A 35-year-old Dunkirk man is behind bars after allegedly sending two women to the hospital following a violent domestic dispute. City of Dunkirk police responded to an address on Lakeshore Drive around 8 in the morning Monday for the alleged assault. Following an investigation, it's alleged that Zachary Scott hit two women in the head and the face with a blunt object before fleeing the scene there. Scott was later identified a short distance away by a passerby and taken into custody. He's charged with 2 counts of felony assault and was held at Chautauqua County's jail. The 2 victims were taken to Brooks Hospital by Dunkirk Fire and Rescue. And a 25-year-old Falconer man is accused of sending an explicit video to a juvenile. Town of Ellicott police responded to a Falconer address to investigate the alleged crime last week. Following an investigation there, it's alleged that Kevin Tapia sent an explicit video with multiple individuals, one of them a juvenile. Tapia was charged with second-degree aggravated harassment and endangering the welfare of a child, along with unlawful dissemination or publication of an intimate image. He was later released with an appearance ticket for Town of Ellicott Court. And a motorcyclist was killed in a crash in Warren County this week. That's according to Pennsylvania State Police, who tells us the crash happened Monday on State Route 59 in Kinzua Road, just east of the dam in Meade Township around noon. The motorcyclist has been identified as 48-year-old Richard Price of Port Allegheny. He was headed east when he drifted off the road while following a slight curve, and that's when he hit a guardrail in 2 separate places. The motorcycle then fell onto its side, throwing Price off of it. Price was wearing a helmet at the time of the crash, but suffered fatal injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. A Jamestown area CBD business is officially entering the marijuana grow industry after they were approved a license to grow the crop this month. Our Julia Gress is hearing from the business owner about the preparations now underway.
The Relief Market is one of only 52 hemp businesses that were granted a conditional license from the Office of Cannabis Management.
I'm in the process of going through all of the regulations and things that I need to have in place, just like with the hemp process, already thinking ahead of planting this June.
Owner Carrie Trammell tells us crop yields would eventually be sold to dispensaries for consumers to purchase. However, licenses have not been issued to would-be dispensaries yet, so she'll hold on to the product until further guidance is issued. In the meantime, Trammell is working through the extensive guidelines for growing.
Security is one of their main focuses, but as well as that, there's also seed to sale tracking that will be involved, and a lot of green energy type things that they want to implement. So it's just making sure that everything that I have available to me and for the resources to be able to fulfill those requirements.
Under the terms of the license, a business is allowed either 1 acre of outdoor growing area or a 25,000 square foot greenhouse space to grow the plants. The Relief Market plans to utilize an old factory on Water Street in Jamestown to continue their hemp business, as well as expand into the new recreational marijuana venture.
It would more or less be for production and things like that, yes. So that would include packaging and processing down to where we can process to flower form.
Ultimately, Trammell hopes the community keeps an open mind about the venture, saying the new production will also create several local jobs. Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Previously, Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist pushed to make the city of Jamestown an attractive location for entrepreneurs in the growing sector, touting the city's availability of industrial properties, low-cost energy, and water access. A new exhibit, The Art of the Field Guide, opened today at the Roger Tory Peterson Institute in Jamestown. It's dedicated to preserving the work of naturalist, illustrator, educator, and Jamestown native Roger Tory Peterson. The institution is comparing his work with David Sibley on display together for the first time. As CEO Arthur Pearson explains, the exhibit aims to explore what made Peterson's first field guide so successful by featuring original drawings and paintings, encouraging visitors to consider how their artistic techniques and sense of design combine to produce stunning visual references.
We've taken the art out of the field guides. We've hung it on the wall. We've hung it full size. So when you look at the field guide, you see the small representation of the works, but now to see them large, again, to see them in juxtaposition. How is Peterson different than Sibley? How is Sibley the same? What inspirations do they draw from each other?
Now, the works of art will remain on display through July 17th. To learn more info about visiting the Institute, head online to rtpi.org. As WNY News Now continues, an update on the fatal medical helicopter crash here in western New York. And later, the latest push in Albany to help survivors of sexual abuse in the Empire State in the courtroom. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer with a day of fun activities for children in the Jamestown area, hosted by Collaborative Children's Solutions and the City of Jamestown. The first part of the day happens at Northwest Arena, where both kids and parents alike can learn about activities available to you. Later in the evening, finish out the night at the Tarp Skunk baseball game, along with a fireworks show at Russell Dietrich Jr. Park. Stop on down on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's. EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Whoa, Pre-Comic Book Day is almost here.
There's comic books for all ages.
Stop on down to Chautauqua Comics at 214 Fairmount Avenue in Jamestown and pick up some free comics. From superheroes to science fiction, there are tons of options.
100% free. Just show up on May 7th starting at 11 a.m.
Chautauqua County is in dire need of child care providers, and we need your help. The Chautauqua Child Care Council is hosting several special webinars to help you enter the childcare industry. Setting up a childcare program is easier than you think. It could start in your home, caring for a few children, or grow into a large operation at a daycare center. If financials are a challenge, no worries. The New York State Office of Children and Family Services is offering a grant opportunity to help you get started.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
A medical helicopter pilot and flight instructor were killed in a crash Tuesday during a training flight here in western New York. The Mercy Flight helicopter went down at around 1 o'clock near the Genesee County town of Elba, which is located about halfway between Buffalo and Rochester. No patients were on board. Mercy Flight said the cause of that accident had not been determined, and the crash occurred during an annual Bell helicopter factory training. Buffalo-based Mercy Flight identified the pilot as James Saucer, a retired New York State Police pilot. The flight instructor, who worked for the helicopter manufacturer, was identified by state police as Stuart Derrick of Texas.
That there's at least 2 victims that were in the helicopter. At this point, we don't know why that the helicopter went down, but we are working with the FAA and the NTSB.
Now, Mercy Flight transports patients to area hospitals in a Bell 429 helicopter. That's according to the non-for-profit company's website. The twin-engine aircraft was housed at the Genesee County Airport, which is a little less than 3 miles from the crash site. And New York State Senate has passed the Adult Survivors Act. The legislation gives a 1-year look-back window for any survivor who was sexually abused as an adult and gives them the right to sue their abuser or neglect institution in civil court. That goes for situations where the statute of limitation had expired. Over 67 assembly members co-sponsored the ASA, now including key members of the Judiciary Committee. The bill now awaits action in the Assembly. And the group Ceasefire PA was joined by Democratic lawmakers in Harrisburg Tuesday for their Taking a Stand Against Gun Violence Day. Nearly 200 supporters showed up to the state capitol to call on the legislature to pass more gun safety bills. Governor Tom Wolf was in attendance and said he's ready to sign more legislation, such as the safe storage requirements and requiring gun owners to report a lost or stolen firearm within 72 hours. Wolf and other lawmakers say increasing gun violence in the Commonwealth is a huge issue for all parts of the state. House Republicans attribute rising gun violence to Democratic policies and say the current laws should be enforced before enacting new ones.
We who work in this building behind me, who make laws and change laws for a living, haven't done anything to stop guns from getting in the hands of people that want to take lives.
That's what's making our communities not safe, is the left's quest for the last 2.5, 3 years to defund the police and progressive prosecutors who just don't want to enforce the law.
This week, House Republicans are working to push a package of bills which they say will give Pennsylvania smart justice and make for a safer Commonwealth. They say the bills ensure laws are enforced while also protecting the rights of crime victims. Well, it's not prime fishing weather just yet, but streams, they're now stocked across our region. We checked in with a couple of local bait shops to see how the supply issue across the nation might impact this year's fishing season. Erie News Now's Harley Potter with the story.
As summer days draw near, the fish are making a splash in Lake Erie, leaving fishermen like Captain Mark Rose itching to get into the water.
It's just really crazy right now, the weather, but the fish continue to bite, and should be a pretty fun year this year.
He was out today and expects a big year of fishing for his business, where he takes people out on the water. And that's only possible with all the necessary equipment. So we wanted to know, with constant supply issues everywhere, how are bait and tackle shops holding up?
We've actually are ordering months in advance to get stuff that we need for the upcoming season.
Kirk Radzinski and his wife own East End Angler, and he says they're holding up all right because they know there are all sorts of things in short supply.
Like our walleye stuff we ordered back in January, and it's just starting to show up, which starts here May 1st.
He said something that's really helped their business throughout the pandemic is buying early and buying local.
We're not relying on China as much.
Yeah, these were made in Lionsville.
Most of their fishing supplies is being made right here by companies like Bay Rats right off of Peninsula and Dutch Fork out of Titusville.
These are specific just to him.
The pandemic caused a lot of people to cast a line as a new hobby, and for many, that hobby stuck.
Still going strong with the amount of people that are out fishing.
Which is certainly some good news for his Eastlake Road shop. He tells me because they're keeping up and ordering ahead, he doesn't expect any issues, just enthusiasm after a few pandemic years.
I'm very excited. We all, every time the season comes up every year after year, you just get a new surge and you're ready to go.
And apparently a new surge in customers calling his line too. Haley Potter, Erie News Now.
All right, Haley, thank you. The walleye season should be a good one, as it's the best population he's ever seen. Perch fishing has also been good, and minnows are plentiful, so there's a lot to look forward to this year. Certainly can't wait to get out in the water. Coming up, the latest on a major ground beef recall that you might want to check your refrigerators for. And later, a popular ice cream shop in Frewsburg has new ownership, but look at the changes they have planned and the push to preserve history of that famous spot. But first, when we return, a full look at our weather forecast. Ooh, you can see the flakes. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Slow down, and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights, vests,
please give us some room.
slow down.
Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
to help you,
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please.
Slow down, and move over.
Move over.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. Wanted to give you another look at the Randolph Peaches and Cream Skycam. We've seen a few of those snowflakes falling at times. It's April 27th, and it's snowing. It's happened before, folks, and this is just another case of it. And speaking of something that happened on Monday, we had a confirmed tornado in Genesee County. Speaking of which, Genesee County has been the hot spot over the past couple of days for a lot of news stories. And we had a confirmed tornado just in the town of Alexander, which is in Genesee County. It was an EF0. The Weather Service found damage that is pretty much in line with an EF0, 85 mile per hour winds. It was only on the ground for 3/4 of a mile. And, you know, I wanted to address something very quickly on this. There was no tornado warning issued for this particular tornado, but there was a severe thunderstorm warning out for it with a tornado possible tag. So the Weather Service did see that and put a tornado possible tag on the severe thunderstorm warning, but we can't issue tornado warnings for these small little spin up tornadoes. It was only on the ground for 3 minutes. You know, by the time somebody sees it, calls it into the Weather Service, they work up the warning goes out, tornado's gone, we go on the air for 45 minutes and you're getting mad because we're cutting off all your TV programs. So we just can't issue warnings for small tornadoes like that. But that's a case study. Expect the unexpected. Clouds downtown right now with a few snowflakes. 31, northwest wind of 20. Look at the wind chill. 19. It's feeling more like winter out there today. Man, spring is on vacation, but the good news is spring is coming back. Look at this, Shania Twain. We can only go up from here. The little yodely guy from The Price is Right. Yeah, there he is going up. Don't fall off the mountain there by the time we go into Sunday, 62. Now that 62 is below average by a couple of degrees, but it's still going to feel nice compared to where we're at today. 36. First Defense Doppler radar showing you where the snow is now. It's mainly across the inland southern tier. We're starting to see a little bit of a break coming into the Lake Erie shoreline, but again, right near the shoreline areas, the precipitation is mainly going to be rain mixing with a few snow showers. There's our cold front culprit with that north to northwest wind flow. But see this area of high pressure? That's going to build on in here over the next couple of days, and you'll see here what it's going to do. So the snow showers are going to continue through the afternoon hours. Very light accumulation. If anything, the best chance for any accumulation is going to be on the hillier terrain of the southern tier. Overnight tonight, the snow tapers off. Then we go clear. Tomorrow, just a fabulous weather day, gobs and gobs of sunshine out there, but it's going to remain cool though. Temperatures stay in the 40s for tomorrow, but it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was today. We'll see a few more clouds coming in for Thursday night going into Friday. Here's the snowfall accumulation. You can see where it's trying to paint the snowfall. Inland southern tier to the hills, you could pick up about less than a ½ inch, if anything. So take a look at the 3 days worth of sunshine I've got there, Justin. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, temperatures going up. Then by the time we go into the second half of the weekend into early next week, we'll see a few scattered showers, but neither of those days, it's all day rain.
Well, that's good. Maybe we'll get a little dry time to get out and enjoy those mid-60s, Dakota. Thanks. Well, check that ground beef in your fridge or freezer. More than 120,000 pounds of it are being recalled because there are concerns they could be contaminated with E. coli. The beef was carried by brands including Thomas Farms, Nature Reserve, and Market Side Butcher. The manufactured between February 1st and February 8th. If you have any of that beef, throw it out. E. coli can cause serious stomach problems. For details on the recall, you'll find everything you need to know on the USDA's website. President Biden plans to nominate Bridget Brink as the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. Brink is currently the U.S. ambassador to Slovakia and is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service. The move is a major show of support for Ukraine, 2 months into Russia's invasion. The post has been without a confirmed ambassador since President Trump recalled Marie Yovanovitch in May 2019. The formal announcement comes after Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin traveled to Ukraine. The officials told Ukraine's president that the U.S. would be returning diplomats to that country. And the White House confirming that Vice President Kamala Harris has tested positive for COVID-19. One official saying Harris tested negative through her regular testing up until Tuesday. Cole Higgins has the latest from D.C.
After returning from a week-long trip to California Monday night, Vice President Kamala Harris tested positive for COVID-19 upon arriving at the White House Tuesday morning to receive a scheduled intelligence briefing at 10:15 a.m. Harris later tweeting, "I have no symptoms and I will continue to isolate and follow CDC guidelines. I'm grateful to be both vaccinated and boosted."
Is it possible that there might be any updates to protocols, COVID protocols, within the White House in light of Vice President Harris testing positive for COVID?
I would not expect that, no.
The vice president's press secretary saying in his statement that Harris will isolate and continue to work from the vice president's residence. She has not been a close contact to the president or first lady. An official says Harris last saw President Biden at the White House Easter egg roll on April 18th. Despite this, reporters pressed the White House on the potential for President Biden catching COVID.
Is it just a matter of time that the president could get COVID?
I wouldn't say it's just a matter of time, but of course it is possible that the president, like any other American, could get COVID. The bottom line is he is vaccinated and boosted. He is very well protected. He's got very good protocols around him to protect him from getting infected.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Cole, thank you. After consulting with her physicians, Vice President Harris now taking the antiviral coronavirus treatment Palliative, a spokesperson for her office announced today. Next, we introduce you to the new owners taking over a popular ice cream shop in Frewsburg.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Visit the Northwest Arena on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. Learn about activities available to youth in the Jamestown area, plus end the night with fireworks at the Tarp Skunks game. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Gone but not forgotten. That's what the new owners of a popular ice cream shop in Frewsburg hope to portray as they open a new venture at the location. Our Bronson Rasmussen went there and got the inside scoop.
The Igloo Ice Cream Shop was on the market when Frewsburg natives Casey and Brandon Shelters, along with their 3 children, purchased the building, forming the Corner Scoop.
We grew up coming here and we just moved back to town last June. So we just tossed around the idea of buying it, kind of went from there.
The Igloo was a staple to many in the Frewsburg area. The Shelters acknowledge this, now reflecting on fond memories there, and want community members to be able to have the same types of experiences at the Corner Scoop.
Just a fresh start for our family, for people to make new memories at the Corner Scoop. And then we're also going to feature an item on our menu, though, called the Igloo, so stay tuned.
The group plans on keeping classics like slushies and ice cream, but also want to expand to some other foods.
So basically we're going to do like finger foods, chicken fingers, hot dogs, French fries, just deep fried and like grilled stuff.
While the location is not up and running just yet, they are hard at work to get everything ready by the end of May.
Probably 2-3 weeks out by the time we're ready to open, so we'll make sure that it's a grand opening, everybody knows, but we're hoping before Memorial Day definitely.
The new business isn't forgetting the corner's history, as the family-owned business plans to build a shadow box full of past treasures like menus, hats, aprons, and signage. Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Brunson, thank you. That's so cool that they're still able to kind of preserve that and pay homage to it a little bit, because there is a lot of history there in the Berg with that ice cream shop. I remember going there as a kid, and I'm sure so many Frewsburg residents and beyond. You know, they've gone to those ice cream spots, and it's really great. It's really great that they're continuing that, but at the same time too, like rebranding it a little bit, making it their own, because that's an important aspect of it.
I mean, you know, my mom a long time ago used to live in Fredonia.
Frewsburg,
Frewsburg. I'm still thinking about Jackson's photo. So,
Dakota's all about the weather.
Yeah, so the snow's got my brain fogged. But, you know, my mom used to live in Frewsburg a long time ago. And, you know, she recently went out that way and commented about how the igloo was closed and how somebody should reopen it. So
here we are, Mama Hunter. Dreams do come true. A lot of people may be dreaming to get rid of this snow today. Here's a live look over the lake. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.